Hi, Martin. How are you?
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, it's so good to talk to you. It's so good to see you. How's everything going?
Everything is well, busy, busy, busy amidst all the craziness that's happening around us, but staying positive, staying busy, and just keeping the ball moving forward.
Absolutely. If people don't know who you are, let me just introduce you real quick. You are the CEO and co-founder of WhtWrks, a full-service marketing and production agency that caters to, well, connects brands to the culture. And I love the work that you've done. I've seen some of the work that you've done. I love what you're doing and some of the clients that you're doing it for. You're no stranger to brands working for specifically the food and beverage industry, coming from that industry as a marketer and strategist from back in the days.
Yeah, I cut my teeth in food and beverage. So I
Good.
started off after I finished business school at Duke. I took a stint in the auto industry, transitioned into
Mhm.
food and beverage. I was a Dr. Pepper Snapple. I ran Seven Up, Hawaiian Punch, and a couple others. And then from there, I just started my own tea company. My tea company ended up going public, and then we ended up we sold the company after a little while. And that was kind of like the next phase of my entrepreneurial experience. I started off in corporate, went to entrepreneurship, and from entrepreneurship, it just became like this blossoming love that I had for developing something from the ground up and then letting it grow and then at some point exiting from it. So that was my first exit ever, my first business and my first exit to a private equity company that was public. And I've been on that journey ever since, but I've been in food and beverage for the better part of almost 15 years.
Fantastic. And I love that you said that you're busy. So different from what I'm hearing from a lot of other people that have their own businesses. What's your secret sauce?
Oh man. I refuse to be left behind. So I force myself into conversation. That's really what it boils down to. It's important to kind of know, I guess the beginning of my professional career was in sales. And that professional career was making sure that, I was always selling myself, selling a product, selling something. And so I got to be so good at just getting in front of people and talking to people that now when it comes to times of hardship or whatever, I don't allow us to be second fiddle or second in the conversation. We're thinking proactively how to be ahead of it. So the first thing that happened when this COVID crisis hit and the entire world changed, we put together a guidebook. We put together a 15-page PowerPoint of how to survive in COVID as a marketing agency, as a brand, how to survive, what are the 3 or 4 things to do that you should look to. Everything from influencers, digital marketing, to turning to e-commerce, to all those things. And that kind of started the conversation. And as a result, I pushed myself into a lot of meetings with our clients. Let's talk, let's chat. What are you doing? What's going on? And so I pushed myself into a lot of those positions. And as a result, we started seeing more work coming from it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and our business starts off in the ideation process. Content creation, social digital is like the end game. The experiential is the end game of it all.
Hmm.
But if we don't have the right ideation process and the right thing to kind of start off the conversation with the client, everything else pretty much falls apart because you might have a great experiential agency, but
Right.
the ideas might be crappy. So we make sure that
Right.
we start off really well on the idea side, and from the idea, then we have exceptional execution because we have incredible people that we surround ourselves with to make sure we deliver at the end of it.
How do you know? I and I think we can all agree that we've never been here before, right? We've never had an actual pause on business, social life, just people's livelihoods before. How do you know how to write a guidebook to navigate where we are right now?
Um, Honestly, I made it up.
Well, no, but there's that gut, right? Like there's more to this.
No, I mean, in essence, my gut was telling me something that I knew a long time ago, which was influencers constantly need content to be able to push out on an ongoing basis. If they're at home, they're not creating content. And then brands want to be able to reach their consumers. If they're not shopping in the stores, they have to leverage e-commerce platforms. So what we do as a company is connecting brands to audiences, leveraging culture. Now we're doing the exact same thing, but in a homebound way. We're connecting the brand to the influencer by creating some sort of meaty middle so they can make sure they can connect and can convince consumers and influence their behavior. So my gut was telling me content producers are at home, consumers are at home, brands want to do something. Well, let's figure out a way for them to talk.
Yeah.
And so we just created that guidebook that said, focus on philanthropy and giving. So influencers want to do something to help. They don't know how to help them raise money in a particular way. We use D-Nice as a perfect test subject and case study the entire time with his club quarantine. Look at influencers and the fact that beauty bloggers and people that take beautiful, amazing photography are no longer able to travel. Okay, well, send them a bunch of stuff, create a deal with them so they can be at home doing beauty and some sort of a showcase of a product at home in a much more intimate way.
Right.
I think everyone pretty much at this moment in time is sort of like downgrading their expectation of quality. So as a result, you have that ability to have, it's okay. We're in quarantine right now, so it's fine. Things are not going to be beautiful. Right. So let's kind of let it go. Versus we pride ourselves on extremely high production quality. That's really what we kind of got to be known for, aside from the cultural connectivity. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of we've been allowing a lot of the influencers working with to sort of be like, it's okay. It doesn't have to be great. It has to be good. It has to be good. Right. So we can deliver this content.
Right. So you also, during this time, outside of this guidebook, also started something that I thought was very interesting. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you, was this Donate. What's that about? And what was the idea behind it?
Listen, I'll be really honest. I was on the couch, was watching TV, and I kept on thinking about this guidebook that we created and the fact that influencers ultimately want to be able to help. And there's always this phrase in my head. I forget, some rap song had it. Someone needs to look it up at some point in time. It's like Twitter fingers, itchy fingers, Twitter fingers, like always pulling the Twitter fingers.
Uh-huh.
And that's like the most people will do is literally just talk about it and they're done. So
right.
We said, why don't we take it a step further? Because there's a rich value into influencers' audiences. And some of them will move as a result of what they see from an influencer. So I was like, what if they just gave a post away? Just gave a post to Business X and said, hey, go check out Business X, and not charge the business for it. So I called up a couple of my influencer friends and I said, if I came to you with this, would you be okay? And posting a couple times, everyone said yes, they'd love to help. Because unfortunately, Americans, we like to do the least and get the most. That's just what it is.
What is wrong with our lazy lifestyle, Martin? What is wrong with
we want to get the most by doing the least. That's just the bottom line. So if all it took was someone to be like, check out such and such company, if that's all I'm asking you to do,
right,
then it shouldn't be that difficult to do. And thankfully, it kind of just took off. So, but the ultimate goal behind Donate One Post, and we actually turned it into a nonprofit recently, 501c3. And the ultimate goal is that we truly see an inherent value in social media influencers' audiences. There's a value there. And if you think about it, if you go buy clothes at the Gap, take it to United Way, they'll say, how much are the clothes worth? You'll tell them $150. They'll give you a receipt for $150, and as a result, you put on your taxes. And that's because of the value in exchange you gave. You give them money for a product that you consider have a value, and then you ultimately gave it away. Same thing for influencers. So the mathematics we're still working through, but that connectivity is still real. I'm giving an influencer $10,000 to give me one post. That's an inherent value. So if I give that post away, I should get a similar level of value there. So we're turning it into a situation to where the influencers at some point in time will have a taxable write-off or a charitable giving option within their taxes in the year. Whether it's $100 or $500, I'm not sure yet because we're still working through a lot of those details. But at the end of the day, that's kind of the process.
Nice. What should entrepreneurs be doing at this time? If I'm an entrepreneur, if I'm a small business, a lot of the businesses that's taking advantage of the Donate a Post right now, and we can't open. We have physical space and we can't open right now. What should we be doing during this time? What
You
do
should be
you
planning
think?
for 3 months from now. Literally set your foundation for what's happening September, October, November
Mm-hmm.
as a baseline. So you should be looking at pivoting. Everything you're doing now, how can you monetize what you're doing now, either through consulting, either through providing guidebooks, educational platforms, coalescing other people. But you should look for partners. We partner with people all the time, now more than ever. For example, for Donate One Post, we partnered with the Joy Collective. Joy Collective, or the president and CEO and founders, Orlina Nwaka, as well as Kelly Lawson from the Joy Collective, have been incredible partners. We went to them and said, listen, let's work with this together, work on this together. And I think that you've got to figure out where, as an entrepreneur, where are you missing a particular skill set, and go hunt for that skill set to be able to help you start you better.
Yeah,
So
this is a good time to do
that's really what you're supposed to be doing right now, besides planning on what's going to happen come August, September. Because I can guarantee you August, September will come back and the floodgates will open all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not ready for that, whether with staff or planning or resources, whatever, you're going to find yourself behind the 8 ball. What I'm telling people right now is if you have the ability to truly, not everyone can really do this, but if you have the ability to truly take advantage of this downtime, I mean, we don't necessarily have much downtime, but if you can take advantage of this downtime right now to come out of this better, then you will ultimately be a better entrepreneur as a result of it.
And should they be taking advantage of these loans and these grants? Is there any way to navigate through that? I mean, I feel like people are just throwing money right now at small businesses and telling them to fill every application known to man. Is that a good thing to do? Is that something that we should be practicing?
I think if it's listen, real talk, if you're talking about, a lot of minority businesses don't have a ton of payroll, right? It's usually the one individual plus one other person, the partner. We're fortunate we have like 4 or 5 people that are on our payroll. So it's different. Like the programs that are out there right now, I really hope that they become helpful. Right now, they're not being helpful. I mean, the new $10,000 advance that really is for if you've had an employee before January 31st, you get $1,000 per employee. Now, so you don't even get the full $10,000. You get $1,000 per employee as part of the advance, right? And then with the Economic Disaster Relief Fund, on top of that, that's a 4-week waiting period, and you have to actually go and have an existing lending or business banking relationship that you have to show a certain level of deposits for a particular length of time before you are even eligible for some of those some of those loans. So it's like there are grants out there, and there are a few that I saw. One was like covidcrisis.com, covidcd.com. They're like 3 or 4 different sites actually track it, and you should take advantage of it if you can. But for most minority businesses, I highly doubt a lot of us will ultimately get it. We've applied for everything. We've applied for the EDIL, the SBA, the advance, all of it. I'm not expecting any of that thing to come through. If it does, great. If it doesn't, it'll be fine.
Keep moving along. Absolutely. Yep. I've been asking everyone this that I've been talking to, just trying to find the silver lining in all of this. Do you see a silver lining here? Do you see that there isn't more of an opportunity here for people, for brands, for businesses than not?
The silver lining for me and for us is that we had to take a completely introspective look at what we do and identify really what made us unique and different. And on top of that, we had to find new revenue streams as a result of it. So it actually got us on our back foot a little bit. Let's say, oh, whoa, things are going really great. Honestly, this was supposed to be like the biggest year ever for us. We got to a point to where this year was going to be the peak of the last 6 years of our grind, and we expected to go even higher the following year. So this was definitely a blow. But for us, we started asking ourselves, how are we preparing for the next disaster? Are we appropriately funded? Do we have the appropriate partners? Are we looking at the things in the right way? Are we looking at other revenue sources? Are we too narrowed in our clients that we're looking at? So we were doing a full retrospective analysis of who we are as a brand, as a company, and we started looking outside of ourselves, because we honestly are, like, sad as it is, we're like the adage, which is the cobbler that has no shoes, right? The shoe cobbler that has no shoes. You never work on your own website. You never work on your own marketing. You never work on your own whatever. And so in the last 3 weeks, that's been all we've been doing. What's our website like? What's our social strategy? What's our company strategy?
Brilliant.
What's this? What's our that? Literally just like been on top of it. My team's been, we're in the middle of website redesign. We're in the middle of, looking at our client list. We're literally everything. And we're also preparing for the fact that, sad as it is, preparing for the fact that a lot of brands had let go of a lot of agencies. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a huge capability gap when things open up. A lot of these agencies will not survive. And as a result of not surviving, that creates an opportunity for us to now step in and take advantage of, I hate to say take advantage, but we'll step into a role that normally would not be available for us.
Right.
So it's kind of like, that's the silver lining, is that, our ability to be very introspective and retrospective to everything gives us an opportunity to really identify how to make ourselves stronger going forward.
Excellent. 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 I've been hearing that a lot. People going retrospective personally, but who would have thought, like, this is a good time to do it for business as well?
Oh man, listen, the question's been coming back to us, like, what are we doing? Why are we doing that? It's like, no one ever really asked me, why are we doing that? It's like, no.
Because when you're working, you're just so busy just solving, but this is a good time to sit back.
Yeah, totally, completely. So, and we've been, pinging a lot of people that we haven't talked to in a while. Everyone's home, or supposed to be home. And, and we actually have more access to these people than we used to have in the past, because they're not in meetings all day. So it's been helping us kind of get in front of folks and start to present ourselves as something unique and different. So we're expecting 2020. I wish it was 2019 all over again. Expecting 2019 to be kind of a flat, 2020 to be flat to 2019, and then hopefully we'll see a big jump at 21.
Well, congratulations, Martin, and all of what you're doing, how you're not only helping out yourself, but helping out other entrepreneurs with the webinars that you do. So people need to follow you, so that your IG information, your social channels will be on the credits after this video. But you've been right there, just kind of helping us along the ways as different entrepreneurs needed more guidance during this time. So thank you for your leadership in this and your direction. We appreciate you for that.
Thank you. No, listen, I'm just here doing my little part. That's all.